Hi, it's Jane here from craftwithjayne.co.uk, and today I'm bringing you one of my favourite projects, nice simple project to make, and this is my post-it note holder. And for this one I have used the amazing Sweet Citrus stamp set and dies. This is a hybrid set, so if I show you, it comes with this amazing photopolymer stamp set, and you can see some of the ones I've stamped in there. So those are, that is the photopolymer stamps. These are the dies, and then it has this hybrid embossing folder with it, and you actually can place the dies within, so it embosses and die cuts, or you can just emboss, completely up to you, but it actually fits. If I show you, I think it's fitting this side, so it fits like this. Snugly fits, and then you put your piece of cardstock inside, put it on, and then you put it through your embossing folder. So it's really cool little bundle, definitely highly recommend. And I have created with this oranges, I haven't actually embossed, but I did use the stamp set and the dies, and then I just die cut them out and stuck them on the front here. And I love this sentiment, enjoy the sweeter things in life. If I open this up for you, these are 10 centimeters by 10 centimeters, or 4 inches by 4 inches, and they are the lined sticky notes, so they do come off and stick back on. Inside I've got Sending You a Big Squeeze with like a little segment just there, and I just think this is a lovely gift with its coordinating pen. You can choose the colours of the pens. I got these pens, they're like mini pens. I got a big pack of them back last year. They're all multicoloured. You sort of have all sorts of colours. I think there is like an orange colour as well, but I liked, because I'd used the black cardstock here, I quite liked the black pen in there. I just thought it looked more sort of, I don't know, just nicer. I just think I liked it with the black better. So yeah, so this is my project for today. So for this project, I actually bought my line sticky notes from Asda, a shop in the UK. I think a similar shop is like Walmart in America. Yeah, so it's like a sort of supermarket. It sells all sorts of things, but it does have a stationery section, and this is their own brand. So for this one I used the orange, so I made orange segments and slices, and for this one I'm going to use more of a lemony colour base for this actual pad here. So I will start creating. Okay, so I'm going to start off for this one with a piece of black cardstock. This measures 9.5 by 4 1/8, and on the long side I'm going to score it at 4 1/8, then 4 1/2, then 4 7/8, and that is as simple as the scoring gets on this one. And then I'm just going to get my bone folder out, and I'm just going to burnish these lines. Okay, so it is going to fold a different way, so I'm going to do the middle section just like this, and then I'll be doing this, and then I'm going to, one side is slightly bigger because this will be sticking on it like that, and it'll be creating that sort of a fold, basically, just like that. And what I need to do next is I need to, with this center part here, I need to make some little marks, which you can free cut to make your pen holder, but you can also use your paper trimmer. So I'll show you how to do it with a paper trimmer. So this is my paper trimmer, and I'm gonna put this to 1 1/2, and then I'm literally going to make a tiny cut, and then I'm going to flip it and do this on 1 1/2 again, and this sort of centralizes my pen holder. Now I've only just done tiny little marks there, and that's just to help with the measurements. I'm then going to get my paper snips out, and I'm going to just cut as far as the first score line, like this, and then I'm going to do the same here. There we go. So now when I make up my folder like this, you will see this segment is out, and this is where my pen will sit. So the next thing I need to do is put some tear and tape just in these two end pieces here, and I need to be very careful. This piece is slightly longer, and that is exactly where I need it to stick. So I'll get out my tear and tape, and I'll just put this just like that, and then I'll flip it and do the same. And then I can take the tear and tape off, and I can make sure that it sticks on the piece that is slightly longer. So I do love this project. I find it really simple. You can use different measurements to make different projects as well. So that sits now just like that. So I've got another pen here, so I'll just test to make sure that it fits, and it is a beautiful snug fit, so it's not going to fall out of there. So that is absolutely brilliant. Happy with that. Next thing I need to do is I'm going to put it flat, and I'm going to stick my front piece on here, and I'm going to stick my inside piece here. So I'll probably start with my inside piece, and I have pre-stamped a Sending You a Big Squeeze, and I've made this layer piece 9.5 centimeters by 9.5 centimeters, which measures 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 inches. I will be putting both the measurements in imperial and metric in my blog post, and you'll find the link for that just down below. So you can see I did some great stamping there, but then I got some smudges, so I just simply turned it over and then restamped. There we go. And I will pop this here, try and center it within reason. Oops, there we go. Lovely. So I'll just press that down like that. And while I'm here, I will show you that I've already pre-stamped and cut. So I did some stamping off and die cut. I did some stamping off. The colours that I've used for this are Daffodil Delight for the yellow, and then Granny Apple Green for the leaves. I think I did 2 leaves. So what I did was I stamped off. So I did the outer layer and the skin of the lemon in Daffodil Delight just straight out, and then I stamped off, which basically means that I inked up my pieces that go inside here. I inked up, then I stamped on paper before I stamped actually on my cardstock, and that gives a slightly paler shade. And then for me that worked with regards to the skin of the lemon being a darker shade than the segments within, so I quite like that. So for this I'm going to just use one of my segments, and I will simply ink the back here and pop my segment just down like that. Absolutely lovely. And then I'll just give that a second, and then I'm going to push this back down. And so for my front layer, I've got exactly the same size layer, and I've stamped at the bottom, enjoy the sweeter things in life. And I'm going to start off by just gluing this onto the front like so. Same things apply. Need to have a nice border. I'm going to try and centralize it a bit. There we go. Let me just look. That doesn't look quite. Yep, that's lovely. Happy with that. Pressing that down. And then I'm going to get my other one out to give me some inspiration. And I'm just going to start sticking down. So I'm going to start off by sticking this lemon here. Pop this one here. Lovely. And I think I'll have this one over there. So I do love the fruit. I think this is a great stamp set and dies. You can see where I did some stamping on the back and then decided, oh, I'll turn it over. I do that quite a lot. So I'll pop this one maybe like that. And then what I'll do is I'll put my next one on, but I'll just put some Stampin' Dimensionals to prop it up, just to give it some depth. But what I'm going to do is put them quite close to the middle so that I can then put some more things stuck underneath and fit them in. So I'm going to put this one like this, I think. There we go. And I'm going to do the same over here. This is with some Stampin' Dimensionals. So I'll put one there, on there, and one there. Yeah, and then I have used some Wink of Stella on the segments of the fruit because I just thought that looked really good, really liked that. Pop a little bit of glue on the back of this one. I stamped this one in a really bad place and ended up cutting it off. So I thought if I used it, let's just see if I can get this in. There you go, that's perfect. Lovely, press that down. And then finally, I'll probably put this segment maybe under here, if I can, like that. Yeah, there we go. And then that will sit just under here. So, yeah, that's good. There we go, and press that down. And then, I like that. And then I'm going to put some of these just under there to break up the yellow. So, probably put this one here. Very similar to how I've done this first piece. And then I might do this one slightly. No, probably not. No, probably not. I'll probably still do it where I think that sit there. Or might that sit better over here. That will shoot off, won't it? Maybe like that, what do you think? And then it'll be sort of off there where the pen is. Yeah, I don't mind that. I think I'm going to put this one in a slightly different place. I'm just going to put a bit of glue on the bottom here, and then I'll pop this in. I'm going to find a slot for it. There we go. So I'll just put that like that. Lovely. Yeah, I like that a lot. Okay, so now I do need to stick my notepad in. So I'm just going to double check that it fits. Yeah, it does. It sort of gives a little bit of extra either side, the front and back just there, which is perfect to be able to open. So I will pop some sticky tape on the back of here. So I'm going to put quite a bit. I'm going to do it in a few layers. So I'll do top, bottom, pretty close. And then I'll do a few across here, just like this. Maybe one in the middle. That's great. Lovely. And that gives me enough to be able to stick this down like this. And then I need to place it quite nicely in. Okay, so I'm going to open this up and I'm going to put this, just double check. Yeah, lovely. So I will be propping this into this corner as best I can, like so. And then I will be sticking this down. There we go. And then I'll press down. So I have this stuck in, which is lovely, and it folds. It doesn't really need the tie here. So I'm still going to keep that off to one side and think what I'm going to do, whether I'm going to put it on or not. I don't think it lacks anything without it being there. So on this one, I've used the 2021 to 2023 in colour opal rounds. And this one here I thought really went beautifully with the orange. And then for this one, I'm going to use the glossy dots, because I think this one's got more of a yellow colour to it. So I'm going to pop some of these on. So medium and small. There we go. Maybe like that. There we go. So I quite like that. That's quite cute. These are the completed projects. I've made this one without the ribbon. I did actually forget to put the ribbon in, so apologies. But actually I quite like it just as well without, so that's good. But if you did want to put the ribbon in, you just need to, I used some tear and tape. So before I stuck this original layer down, the white layer, I just used some tear and tape and stuck this to the front, and then I just wrapped it around and left it loose at the back, and just cut off enough to tie a bow with, and then that's when I started doing all my sticking on top of it. So you could do that if you wanted to, but actually I quite like it just as well without. It doesn't really need it. It was just like a little extra decoration for this one. I do hope you've enjoyed today's project. This is what, believe it or not, this is probably one of my favorite things to make. I normally do at least 1 or 2 of these projects a year. I also love making up a whole load of them so that I can send out in my customer thank you gifts. So I send a customer thank you gift out to everybody that orders with me every single month, and I put some product in, usually a gift, a handmade gift and a handmade card. Also, if you use my host code, you get an extra product gift as well, usually, or an extra gift definitely. So if you are interested in purchasing from me, please do follow the links below. You can shop with me if you live in any of the countries of Europe. I do obviously live in the UK, so if you're in the UK you can shop with me as well, but any country in Europe that Stampin' Up sells in, you'd be absolutely fine to place an order with me, and I would be delighted if you did. And if you're interested in joining my team as well, that would be amazing. We do have a lovely little team, and it would be fabulous to welcome some new people into that as well. I do send out incentives to say well done to my team members as well. So I'll often include some handmade gifts and cards, as well as some normally product gifts and things like that. And I do a voucher scheme as well. So yeah, this is a great sort of product for me to have a load of batch of them made up. This is also something that you could definitely make up and sell at craft fairs, so I do think that that is a great little one to have in there, and these sell really well. When I've attended craft fairs before and made up these, it's one of the first things that sells out because it's just so handy and versatile, and it's a great gift to give somebody. Okay, so probably enough talking from me. Don't forget, all of the links are down below. So yeah, I'm probably going to say bye for now, guys, and happy crafting.